faith can't last another day. And love lies bleeding in my hands. What kills me to think of you with another man. I was playing rock and roll, you were just a fan. My guitar couldn't notice, so I split the band. And love lies bleeding in my hands. I wonder if those changes left a scar on you, like all those burning hoops of fire you and I passed through. You're a bluebird on a telegraph line, I hope you're happy now. Well, if the winds of change coming down your way, babe, you're making back somehow. And love lies bleeding in my hands. What kills me to think of you with another man. I was playing rock and roll, you were just a fan. My guitar couldn't notice, so I split the band. Now love lies bleeding in my hands. And love lies bleeding in my hands. What kills me to think of you with another man. I was playing rock and roll, you were just a fan. My guitar couldn't notice, so I split the band. And love lies bleeding in my hands. Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? All right. Well, first of all, I just want to call attention to the fun, unexpected situation where I accidentally changed from a piano voice to a pipe organ because I got a little excited. Slapped the button there on accident. That was really fun. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good day. All right, I'm going to just go through some of the comments here, see who's in here. And of course, I know a lot of you have already chimed in, but if you haven't already, please chime in with where you're coming from tonight. We like to see where in the world everybody's at. It's a great pleasure for us all. So, Edward, nice, in the UK. Thank you, sir. It's good to be here. Let's see here. We have... I don't know about everybody else, Eric, but I'm doing great. Looks like these are some comments that came in even before the show started. Nice. Let's see here. Oh, I see. There's like a whole little conversation going on. Nice. That's outstanding. Like even before I even turned up. And we probably will have time for that today, Eric. Unfortunately, I am probably not going to be your guy for that one, Edward. I admire that kind of work a lot, but I'm not very good at it. Nice, I love that song too. Okay, let's see here. Let's scroll down. Hi, Jack from Wales. I've got some Welsh blood in me. Brothers in Wales. Thank you for joining us tonight. Paul from Scotland. Yes, indeed. Good to have you. Jake, my man. Also coming in from, I believe, England. Isn't that correct, Jake? Nice. We'll see. That's not on my set list for tonight, but that doesn't mean that I am not going to make some room for some requests. I always try to come with a plan. You guys usually blow it to smithereens within about 20 minutes, but I love you for it. But I always come with at least some music I want to share for sure. Nice. We'll see if we can work this one into the set. Probably a little bit later there, Eric, but I love that song. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. I should have brought some wine in here with me tonight. I'm going to have to start bringing wine in with me to these gigs. Okay, let's see here. Hi from Sweden. Thank you, Oscar. We appreciate having you. It's a late night for you. I very much appreciate that. Let's see here. Hi, Mom. Chocolate raisins, always. Hi, Pam. It's an old friend of my mom's. She used to play bridge at our house on a regular basis when I was just a little tot. In the UK, gosh, it's fun to see all you guys from out here. Organ remix, yeah, an unplanned one. Okay, let's see here. I'm sorry I'm having to skip over a lot of these comments. I just want to get down and see where everybody's coming from here. Awesome, thank you. I appreciate that. New student in my course here. Yep, right in the middle of England. Irvine, Scotland. Nice. By the way, hi, Russell. It's good to have you. Roger from Denver. Thank you. Love that area. Ruth Ann from D.C. Love having you here. Mexico City, thank you so much for joining us. And Brazil, outstanding. Denmark, oh my goodness. Greetings from Saturn, nice. You're really staying up late out there. I don't know what time zone that planet's on. New York, Chicago, nice. It's got people from all over the place. Arizona, okay. And LA, and New Jersey, okay. I've got to start playing music again. But so much fun to have everybody here. Thank you for tuning in. Here's one that's been getting asked of me a little bit lately, and I'm going to do it now before my arms get tired. This will make it so that I can't play another thing all night. But it's an old Billy Joel song from 1972. It's called Everybody Loves You Now. Baby, all the lights turned on you. Now you're in the center of the stage. Everything revolves on what you do. You're in your prime, you've come of age. You can always have your way somehow, but everybody loves you now. You can walk away from your mistakes. You can turn your back on what you do. Just a little smile is all it takes. Yeah, and you can have your cake and eat it too. Loneliness will get to you somehow, but everybody loves you now. Oh, they all want your white body, and they await your reply. But between you and me and the Staten Island ferry, so do I. That's my creative way of scrolling the lyrics down. Ha! All the people want to know your name. Soon there will be lines outside your door. Feelings do not matter in your game. Yeah, nothing's gonna touch you anymore. Your life is only living anyhow, 'cause everybody loves you now. Close your eyes when you don't want to see. Stay at home when you don't want to go. Only speak to those who will agree. Close your mind when you don't want to go. You have lost your innocence somehow, 'cause everybody loves you now. You know that nothing lasts forever, and it's all been done before. But you ain't got the time to go to Cold Spring Harbor no more. See all the people gather round. Isn't it a thrill to see them crawl? Keep your eyes ahead and don't look down. Yeah, and lock yourself inside your sacred wall. This is what you wanted, ain't you proud? Say everybody loves you now. Sorry, I suddenly felt like I needed to drink a gallon of water about 5 notes into that. I probably should have just stopped the song and had a drink. Woo. Well, like I say, that one turns the old forearm into jelly, but fun little piano lick. I did a piano tutorial for that on YouTube a few years back. Billy Joel calls that banjo fingers. Anyway, so I want to change gears here. I heard this song on a Pandora mix that I was running the other day, and I remembered how pretty I thought this one was. It was the version that I heard was by Neil Young, but I looked it up, and it turns out it was actually written. It's a folk song written by some Canadians, a Canadian group called Ian and Sylvia. Ian and Sylvia. And Neil Young heard it when he was like 13 years old on a jukebox at some diner in Alberta, Canada. And he thought it was so pretty, he said he literally kept going back to that diner, and he spent all of his spending money, like his whole allowance, just listening to that record over and over on the jukebox, and decided that he wanted to record it when he was older and had a recording contract. And so I think it's a really pretty song too, and it's called Four Strong Winds, and I wanted to play it for you. Get a little folk music in there from my mom, who's got a long-standing love of folk music. Think I'll go out to Alberta. The weather's good there in the fall. Got some friends that I could go to and work for. Still, I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through this 100 times or more. Four strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. If the good times are all gone and I'm bound for moving on, I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. If I get there before the snow flies, and if things are looking good, you could meet me if I sent you down the fair. But by then it would be winter, not too much for you to do. And those winds sure can blow cold way out there. Four strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. If the good times are all gone, so I'm bound for moving on, I'll look for you if I'm never back this way. Still, I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through this 100 times or more. Four strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, All those things that don't change, come what may. If the good times are all gone and I'm bound for moving on, I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. Okay, carrying on with one more sort of out of the ordinary thing for me, and then we'll get back to the kind of stuff I usually play at these. But I just wanted to take a second. This song is a song written by Garth Brooks, and it's a song of inspiration. And it's something that when it came out, you know, I understood what it meant on a superficial level. It's about following your dreams. But there's depth and meaning to things that only life experience can give you. Excuse me. The cactuses are all in bloom, or the cacti, I guess. You know, when I was in my early 20s at the time, that would have been appropriate to go out and chasing a record contract. It wasn't the right thing for me to do. I loved music. Clearly, I loved being a professional musician. But I was kind of a mama's boy from the middle of Nebraska. And the thought of having to leave and either go to Nashville or Los Angeles and face the world by myself and go get rejected 10,000 times for 5 years. And some people are ready to face that sort of thing when they're 21, 25. But that wasn't me. And so some would say, well, it's a shame you never followed your dream. But it turns out that at the time, the ability to do what I'm doing now really didn't exist. The internet was just in its very, very infant stages. And so instead, I stayed in Nebraska and built a wonderful adult friendship with my parents, which I wouldn't trade for the world. And years later, the capacity to leverage the internet to build an international base of fans and piano students came to me, and here I am, and it doesn't look anything like I could have predicted when I was 20 years old, but I am absolutely living my dream, doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Doing what I love and making an impact on myself and others. And the best part is I'm old enough to understand now that it's not a destination, but rather a journey. And that's what this song's about. It goes like this. No, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows. And a dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you, never knowing what's in store. Makes each day a constant battle to stay between the shores. Well, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many times we stand aside, let the waters slip away. What we put off till tomorrow has now become today. Don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tides. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. There are bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some falls. With the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. And I'll sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Well, I'll sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Till the river runs dry. Thanks for being a part of the journey. Okay, let's check in with the comments. Good to see you, Gary. Hey, by the way, I apologize. I'm still working on Captain Fantastic. I'm working on a number of older Elton deep cuts because I know I've got some folks who are looking for those, and I'm just less familiar with them, so the big challenge for me is listening to them enough times that I remember how the song goes. But I promise I'll be rolling them out, so hang in there with me. Let's see, have I heard any from Billy or Elton's past or present band members complimenting my spot on? Well, thank you very much. Hi, Rob. Probably the best. I have been in contact with a couple of them, but the best one that ever came was, for a short time I was selling Billy Joel tutorials, and then realized that was sort of a licensing no-no, and I stopped, and I started putting them on YouTube for free, because I didn't want to stop making them. But in that short window, when I had them for sale, one order came through from Jeff Jacobs, who was his Billy Joel's keyboard player in the Stormfront tour. And I didn't think it was that Jeff Jacobs, but he bought the Ballad of Billy the Kid, and so I was at the time having to fill the orders manually, and so I got ready to send the download link, and I saw that it was going to a guy named Jeff Jacobs. I sent him a message, and I said, "Man, I love that your name is Jeff Jacobs. Did you know that Billy Joel had a keyboard player named Jeff Jacobs?" And he writes back and he goes, "Yeah, I did know that because it was me." And I said, "What on earth are you buying this tutorial for?" And he said, I have always wanted to know this one, and I wanted to speed up the learning curve rather than listening to it 10,000 times, and we didn't play it the tour that I was with Bill on, so he never showed me how to play it. And I've watched I researched your covers and your other tutorial snippets. You're very accurate, so I thought this would be the best place to look. So, yes, that was a highlight of my career. And a lot of fun. And I've stayed in touch with him. He's a cool guy. I have not met either of them, Noah. I would like to. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, let's see here. Got lots of good... I'll try to do it before you suffocate, Gary. We got a lot of good requests coming in. This one's definitely in the set tonight. Okay, what do we have here? Nice. Okay, so what did I have planned next? Oh. Beg your pardon, it's these annoying cacti in bloom. I keep thinking, well, this is the last little bit of, but then there's always more. Been meaning to do this one at one of my live streams for you Elton John, early Elton John folks. We're going to have a little fun. This is a toe tapper. Okay, let's see. I hope I don't get lost. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I look back, boy, it must have been green. Popping in the country, fishing in a stream, looking for an answer, trying to find the sign. Till I saw your city lights, honey, I was blind. You gotta get back, honky cats. You better get back to the woods. Well, I quit those days and my redneck ways, and your change is gonna do me good. Get back, honky cats. Living in the city ain't where it's at. It's like trying to find gold in a silver mine. It's like trying to drink a whiskey, from a bottle of wine. Well, I read some books and I read some magazines about those high-class ladies down in New Orleans, and all those folks back home said I was a fool. They said, oh, believe in the Lord is the golden rule. You gotta get back, honky cats. You better get back to the woods. Well, I quit those days and my redneck ways, and your change is gonna do me good. Woo! Gotta get back, honky cats. You're living in the city, ain't where it's at. It's like trying to find gold in a silver mine. It's like trying to drink a whiskey, from a bottle of wine. They said, stay at home. Boy, you got the telephone. Ooh, living in the city, son, and it's gonna break your heart. But then, how can you stay when your heart said no? How can you stop when your feet say days and my redneck ways. And your change is gonna do me good. You gotta get back, honky cats. Living in the city ain't where it's at. It's like trying to drink gold in a silver mine. It's like trying to drink whiskey, oh, from a bottle of wine. I said, get back, honky cats, get back, honky cats, get back, woo! I said, get back, honky cats, get back, honky cats, get back, woo! Get back, honky cats, get back, honky cats, get back, woo! Say, get back, honky cats, get back, honky cats, get back, woo! honky cats, get back, honky cat, get back, woo! So get back, honky cats, get back, honky cats, get back, woo! Get back, honky cat, get back, honky cats, get back, woo! Get back, honky cat, getting back, honky cat, get back, woo! Get back, honky cats, getting back, honky cats, getting back, woo! Getting back, honky cats, get back, honky cats, get back, woo! One last time, I said, get back, honky cat, get back, honky cat, get back, woo! Thank you for indulging my vamping. I promised Jake Bland a long time ago that I would try to throw in at least one new deep cut by Billy Joel at every gig. And this is one of those. I've not done this one yet. Back when I was when I was introduced to Billy Joel, I was 12, and I bought the Stormfront album, which was the one that was out at the time, and I literally wore it out. I had to replace the cassette tape. I had 3 copies of it at one point. Then I started looking for other albums, and I just kept loving every album that he released. But one of the first, 3 or 4 that I got my hands on was this weird live one called Songs in the Attic, which is a really cool idea. It was where he took some deep cuts from some older records before he had had a lot of success and said, this is what we really intended for them, but I didn't know how to recreate that in the studio yet, and I wasn't using my band yet. And so it was before they really had perfected their recipe in the studio. And I don't know, there's 3 or 4 that I think the definitive versions on Songs in the Attic, and the rest of them I think sound about as good on that as they do on the record that they came from. But one of the songs I was captivated by on that album was called I've Loved These Days. So Jake, here's your deep cut. Now we take our time so nonchalant and spend our nights so bon vivant. We dress our days in silken robes. The money comes, the money goes. We know it's all a passing phase. We light our lamps for atmosphere and hang our hopes on chandeliers. We're going long, we're gaining weight. We're sleeping long and far too late. We know it's time to change our ways, but I've loved these days. Now, as we indulge in things refined, we hide our hearts from harder times. A string of pearls, a foreign car. Oh, we can only go so far on caviar and Cabernet. We drown our doubts in dry champagne and soothe our souls with fine cocaine. I don't know why I even care. We'll get so high but get nowhere. We have to change our jaded ways. But I've loved these days. So before we end and then begin, we'll drink a toast to how it's been. A few more hours to be complete. A few more nights on satin sheets. A few more times that I can say, but I've loved these days. All right, back to the comments. Let's see how everybody's doing. Logan, my friend, how are you? Good to have you with us. Let's see. I don't know that one for real, Edward, but I do love that from the movie Toy Story. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Da da da, da da da. You got a friend in me. Oh, you've got a friend in me. Now I should learn that one for real. That song really touches me. Reminds me of my toys when I was a kid, but it also, every time I hear it, I think of my dearly departed doggy. Boy, if that doesn't capture the spirit of a dog better than any song I've ever heard. Let's see here. Ooh, all right. I don't have the whole thing. Well, you know, let's give something a shot here. I can't say this is like truly prepared and ready, but what the hell? This is live, right? I mean, it's not going to totally destroy my career. Let's see what I can do with this. I'm going to tell you a story about this song. I started trying to learn this back in October. And of course, the thing is that if you're not playing something this complicated on a regular basis, you kind of forget it. That's why I'm not totally prepared for it. But I had more or less learned it. And I went on this amazing cruise on the Mediterranean Sea in the middle of November for 12 days. And one morning I was getting ready to leave for a shore excursion. We had to meet really early with the group at like 6:30 in the morning, and which is difficult for me because if I want to be awake at 6:30 in the morning, I usually have to stay up all night. That's just not my time of day. But I managed to get there. I was all cleaned up, and we met in the piano bar. Now, it turns out that the weather was kind of bad and the water was kind of choppy, and there was a delay, but we didn't know that. So they said, we're not going to be able to dock for at least 30 minutes. And I'm sitting, of course, on the piano bench because that's my natural place to sit when I'm in a piano bar. And it's 6:30 in the morning, and there's 40 of us sitting in this room waiting to leave for shore excursion, and I start tinkering on the piano. Next thing I know, I start getting some requests. And people started throwing money on the piano, both euros and American dollars. It was really funny. So next thing you know, everyone who was waiting for a shore excursion, even if their group wasn't meeting in the piano bar, because the piano bar was an open room. It wasn't closed off. It was open out to the rest of the deck. Started congregating around, and within 20 minutes, we had like 100, 120 people just sort of hanging around this piano bar area and handing me requests. And it turns out that half-hour delay turned into a 2-hour delay. And anyway, so I ended up doing an impromptu 2-hour concert, and one of the highlights for me was that this absolutely adorable, like 75-year-old woman from China came over and says, in her absolutely adorable accent, she says, "You know Queen? Queen?" I said, Queen, you're a Queen fan? She's, yes, like Queen. Play Queen. And then she threw like a €5 bill down on the piano. I was like, oh my God, of course I'm gonna have to do something. So one of the highlights of the whole experience was I played this song for that just charming, delightful older Chinese woman, and it was one of those moments where it was like, you know what? It doesn't matter where on earth you come from. Music can always be a common denominator. And so I'll always think of that when I play this. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy, 'cause I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anyway the wind blows doesn't really matter to me, to me. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come, sent shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go, gotta leave you all behind to face the truth. Mama, ooh, I don't wanna die, I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. This is where we get a little sketchy, but let's give it a try. I see a little silhouette of a man, gotta mooch, pull you through the fandango. Thunderbolts of lightning, very, very frightening. Being Galileo, 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 Galileo Figaro. And if he goes, I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. Here's the poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will let me go. Ich will not know, he will not let you go, let me go. Ich will not, he will not let you go, let me go. Ich will not, we will not let you go, never let you go. Never, never, never let me go. Oh, no, 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 no. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil for a stride for me, for me, for me. Yeah. So you think you can love me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, don't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here. Let me see, where does it go from here? Da, 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 da. Let me see. Let me see. Da, 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 da. Something like that. Hey. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Anywhere the wind blows. Gong. Thank you for the request for Queen. Not at all probably my best performance, but I will always try to do my best. Okay. And by the way, for those of you who are enjoying this, I do have some digital tipping options in the description there. You got Venmo and PayPal alike. If you have a few shekels you want to toss in the jar, I certainly am not requiring it, obviously. It's always appreciated. The greatest gift you can give me is always just your presence. But it does help me keep the lights on and keep content moving on YouTube and such. So I do appreciate that. Thank you for listening to my stories. That was fun. Very, very, very fun. Also, you'll see in the description, if you are one of my piano students or are thinking of becoming a piano student, I am starting a new free Facebook Piano Man Approach, a student center. There's a link to that where you can join, and I'll be doing a questions and answer live stream starting on Friday, every Friday at 3 Pacific. So we'll go for about an hour, hour and a half, take questions, hang out, maybe drink some chilled wine, that kind of thing. But it'll be a good place a good little resource center for my existing students and a good way to get a taste of what I teach for those people who are trying to decide whether they want to join and enroll in the course. So enough of that advertising. Let's move on, shall we, to a few things. This is something someone asked me for last week. We'll get back to Billy Joel and Elton John here in a song or two. But someone wanted to hear this. This is by Chicago from 1969. It's called, Does Anybody Really Know What Time It Is? As I was walking down the street one day, And I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why. We've all got time enough to cry. As I was walking down the street one day, a pretty lady looked at me and said her diamond watch had stopped a cold day. And I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why. We've all got time enough to cry. As I was walking down the street one day, being pushed and shoved by people trying to beat the clock. Oh, I just don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And I said, yes, I said, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why. We've all got time enough to cry. Everybody's hurrying, but I don't care about time. Well, I don't care. Let me see, wait a minute, I played that wrong. Care. There we go. I like to just own my mistakes live. It's always been my style. I've never really liked that thing where you make an obvious error and then you just keep playing like it didn't happen. I prefer to kind of stop and laugh at myself and say, hey, everybody, did you hear me screw up? That way you know it's not recorded, because I'd never pre-record something like that. Okay, and also on that front, this is killing two birds with one stone. This is for people who are Chicago fans. I've had a few people asking. Some people like the old 70s Chicago. Some people prefer the 80s Chicago. Some people like them both. And if you say you like the 80s Chicago, what you're really saying is that you like Peter Cetera. And this is for people who want to hear Peter Cetera and who also just like 80s music. And then we'll get back to some Billy Joel and Elton John. Got a lot of good requests to honor in there from them. This was a 1986 #1 hit, and it was from an album called Solitude Solitaire, but it was also on the Karate Kid Part 2 soundtrack. And it's an old favorite of mine. Let's see if you recognize this. Tonight it's very clear, as we're both lying here. There's so many things I want to say. I will always love you, and I would never leave you alone. Sometimes I just forget, say things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you crying. I don't want to lose you, I could never make it alone. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. You keep me standing tall, you help me through it all. I'm always strong when you're beside me, and I have always needed you. I could never make it alone. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero that you've been dreaming of. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. Just like a knight in shining armor from a long time ago, just in time I will save the day, take you to my castle far away. Well, I am a man who will fight for your honor, and I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. We did it all for love. We did it all for love. We did it all for love. All right, all right. Scotty Z. Let me bring up the lyrics to that one, my friend. I'm playing this one right now for this guy, and I hope that it's a lesson that while it does take me a while sometimes, I do try to honor these requests to my best ability. Okay. Now, Scott, I'm not promising that I'll do it well, but I will do it. Hey, 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 2, 3, 4. Hear the drums echoing tonight. She hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flights. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. Stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Ooh. Let me see. The wild dogs cry out in the night as they grow restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right, sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I seek to cure what's deep inside, frightened of this thing that I've become. Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Ooh. Whoops. Hurry, boy, she's waiting there for you. Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. 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 Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Oh. Okay. I've been waiting for you to pop back on, Scott, so that I could do that for you. I'm doing great. How are you doing there, DM Adventures? I'd call you by your name, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm always trying to find a little bit of a balance there, because when I'm talking in between, if there's too much reverb, then you can't understand what I'm saying. I'll play around with it. I'll play around with it on in between shows here. Let me turn it up just a smidge. We'll see. It's a work in progress. Okay, let's see here. What do we have? Thank you, Jimmy. Well, I do miss the other vocalists. Woo! You know, I actually did learn that one. Let me see if I remember how to do that. So if you're just joining us, I'm Piano Man Steve Lungrin. Every Wednesday and Sunday we get together at 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock on the East Coast. A couple hours of music, usually take quite a few requests. A lot of Billy Joel and Elton John, but a lot of other stuff too. Try to play a few of my own songs in there as well. Just kind of chill out. This is coming at you from Mesquite, Nevada, in my office, which I like to call Nevada Square Garden. If you're thoroughly enjoying yourself and you feel like supporting my work financially, there is a virtual tip jar options down in the description there. Got Venmo and PayPal both. Not required, always appreciated. Helps keep the lights on. But mostly I'm just happy there's someone here watching and listening. Okay. This is an album cut from a record called Sleeping with the Past by Elton John. And I'll see if I can remember how to play this. It's called Blue Avenue. It was always one of my favorites on that album. Gotta quit this habit. It's like some drug for you. You've been my sweet, sweet addict. I've been your little white boy blue. You've got the same obsession. We ain't no cat and mouse. You linger on my lips like convention. You lay the traps in this house. And it's no use. Either way we lose. You and me at the crossroads of Blue Avenue. Hit and run, hearts collide, and true love passes through. Looks like we've got a record bee up on Blue Avenue. Blue Avenue. Blue Avenue. Two hearts get entangled, dirty minds, they go to town. Everyone's got an angle, little lies get spread around. Let them say what they want. You and me, we already knew. Let me see, takes more than hocus pocus, babe, to save you from Blue Avenue. It's no use. Each way we lose. You and me at the crossroads of Blue Avenue. Hit and run, hearts colliding. True love passes through. Looks like we've got a record bee up on Blue Avenue. Blue Avenue. Blue Avenue. It's no use. Each way we lose. You and me at the crossroads of Blue Avenue. Hit and run, hearts colliding. True love passes through. Looks like we've got a record bee up on Blue Avenue. Blue Avenue. Blue Avenue. Okay, let's trend towards something a little more known. Here's one I saw earlier in the comments. Hey kids, shake it loose together. The spotlight's hitting something, but don't change the weather. We'll kill the fight in Compton night, so stick around. You're gonna hear electric music, solid walls of sound. So Caddy and Ronnie, haven't seen them yet. Woke as the soul spaced down, Bennie and the Jets. Oh, 'cause they're waiting the wonderful. So Bennie, she's a really keen. Got electric boots, a Moe suit, a Reddit and a magazine. No more. Bennie and the Jets, yeah. Hey kids, plug into the faithless, maybe they're blinded, but Bennie makes them ageless. We shall survive, let us take ourselves along. Where we fight our parents out in the street to find a right and a wrong. So Caddy and Ronnie, haven't seen them yet. Oh, the soul spaced out, but Bennie and the Jets. Oh, 'cause they're waiting the wonderful. Why, Bennie, she's a really keen. Got electric boots, a Moe suit, a Reddit and a magazine. No more. But Bennie and the Jets, yeah. Spaced out, but Bennie and the Jets. Well, 'cause they're waiting the wonderful. Why, Bennie, she's really keen. Got electric boots, a Moe suit, you know, a Reddit and a magazine. No more. But Bennie and the Jets, yeah. Bennie, 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 oh, Bennie and the Jets. Bennie, 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 oh, Bennie and the Jets. All righty. See what else is in the comments here. I'm going to try to see what I can do about honoring some requests here. Let's see here. Ooh, that's a good one. You think about that? Let me see what else is being written in here. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Then I'm a big fan of yours too. Let's see. We got Bennie, we got Ooh, okay, well, I think at this point I want to play a few more things that like more people have known, but I actually have prepared Laura, so that'll be coming up probably in the next stream. So stay tuned, and I'm working on Scandinavian Skies. That's kind of a tricky one as a solo. Working on it, man. Not yet, Edward, but it's on my list. It's on my list. Let's see here. Thank you very much. Okay, looks like we've got a couple people that are wanting to rock out a little bit, so we're going to do a couple of toe tappers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Friday night I crashed your party. Saturday I said I'm sorry. Sunday came and crashed me out again. And I was only having fun, wasn't hurting anyone. And we all enjoy the weekend for a change. I was stranded in the combat zone. I walked to Bedford style alone, and rode my motorcycle in the rain. And you told me not to drive, but I made it home alive. So you say that only proves that I'm insane. You may be right, I may be crazy. Whoa, but it just may be lunatic you're looking for. Turn out the lights, don't try to save me. You may be wrong, but all I know, you may be right. Well, remember how I found you there, alone in your electric chair. I told you dirty jokes until you smiled. You were lonely for a man. I said take me as I am, 'cause you might enjoy some madness for a while. Now think of all the years you tried to find someone to satisfy you. I might be as crazy as you say. If I'm crazy, then it's true, that it's all because of you. And you wouldn't want me any other way. You may be right, I may be crazy. Oh, but it just may be lunatic you're looking for. It's too late to fight, it's too late to change me. You may be wrong, but all I know, you may be right. All right. You may be right, and I may be crazy. Whoa, but it just may be lunatic you're looking for. turn out the lights. Don't try to save me. You may be wrong, but all I know, you may be right. Well, you may be wrong, but you may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be, hey, you may be right. I may be crazy. You may be right. I may be crazy. I say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me when the boys get here. It's 7 o'clock and I wanna rock. Wanna get a belly full of beer. My old man's drunker than a barrel full of monkeys, and my older lady, she don't care. My sister looks cute in her braces and boots, handful of grease in her hair. Whoa, don't give us none of your right reversion. Had it with the discipline. Well, Saturday night's a night for fighting. Get a little action and get about as old as a diesel train. Gonna set this dance of lights. Well, Saturday night's the night I like. Saturday night's alright, alright, alright. Woo. Tired and here tonight, looking for $1 to see me right. I could use a little muscle to get what I need. Sing a little drink and shout out, she's a man. A couple other sounds that I really like, all the sounds of a switchblade and a motorbike. I'm a juvenile product of the working class, whose best friend floats at the bottom of the glass. Whoa! Don't give us none of your aggravation. Had it with your discipline. Well, Saturday night's the night for fight. Get a little action in. We'll get about as old as a diesel train. Gonna set this dance of lights. Saturday night's the night I like. Saturday night's alright, alright, alright. Woo! Don't give us none of your aggravation. Had it with your discipline. Well, Saturday night's the night for fighting. Get a little action in. Get about as old as a diesel train. Gonna set this dance of lights. Well, Saturday night's the night I like. Saturday night's alright, alright, alright. Woo! Here we go, sing along at home. Saturday, 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 Saturday night's alright. Saturday, 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 Saturday night's alright. Saturday, 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 Saturday. All right. All right, let's see here. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're very kind. Oh, no. No, no, no. That's the opposite of what we want. That one I did early in the show. You'll have to see it on the replay, but that's the second song I did in the whole set, actually. Thanks for the request, Daniel. Whew. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to play something a little slower because my hands are on fire right now, and then and we might pick it up again before the end of the show here. But this is one that came in as a request last time. This is from an album that came out in 2000 by Elton John called Songs from the West Coast, and it's kind of the last record he had where he had like actual like hits that made it into the top 40. But it's an amazing run he had for commercial success, and I thought he had 3 great singles from this record. This is the second one that came out, and one of my favorite songs he's written, certainly since like the late 80s. It goes like this. Not believe it, but I don't believe in miracles anymore. And when I think about it, I don't believe I ever did for sure. All the things I said in songs, all the purple prose you brought to me. Reality is just black and white. The sentimental things I'd write never meant that much to me. I used to be the main express, all steam and whistles heading west, picking up my pain from door to door, riding on the storyline, furnace burning overtime. But this train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. You don't need to hear it. I'm dried up and sick to death of blood. And if you need to know it, I never really understood that stuff. All the stars and bleeding hearts, all the tears that welled up in my eyes, never meant a thing to me. Read them as they say and weep. I never felt enough to cry. I used to be the main express, all steam and whistles heading west, picking up my pain from door to door, riding on the storyline, furnace burning overtime. But this train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. When I say that I don't care, it really means my engine's breaking down. Let me see, the chisel chips, The chisel chips my heart again. The granite cracks my breath, my skin. I crumble into pieces on the ground. I used to be the main express, all steam and whistles heading west, picking up my pain from door to door, riding on the storyline, furnace burning overtime. But this train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. This train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. Okay, I'm going to try something really fun. This is for I'm just letting you know right now, I am not a particularly good whistler. And I played around with all different kinds of ways to get around the whistling on this one, and it just doesn't work without it. I don't have the range that I need to do what was on the recording, so I'm going to fudge it a little bit and do my own little interpretation of it. But this is a tune I've been meaning to perform for years because I just love it to death. So here's a deep cut from the title track. It was actually a hit in Japan, so it's not really a deep cut, but it's the title track to Billy Joel's greatest selling album of all time. Well, we all have a face that we hide away forever, and we take them out and show ourselves when everyone has gone. Some are satin, some are steel, some are silk and some are leather. They're the faces of the stranger, but we love to try them on. Well, we all fall in love, but we disregard the danger. But we share so many secrets, some we never tell. Why were you so surprised that you never saw the stranger? Did you ever let your lover see the stranger in yourself? Don't be afraid to try again. Everyone goes south every now and then. Ooh, you've done it, why can't someone else? You should know by now, you've been there yourself. You should never wait. Once I used to believe I was such a great romancer. Then I came home to a woman that I could not recognize. When I pressed her for a reason, she refused to even answer. It was then I felt the stranger kick me right between the eyes. And it hurts. Well, we all fall in love, but we disregard the danger. Though we share so many secrets, there are some we never tell. Why were you so surprised that you never saw the stranger? Did you ever let your lover see the stranger in yourself? Don't be afraid to try again. Everyone goes south every now and then. Woo-hoo. You've done it, why can't someone else? You should know by now. You've been there yourself. Well, you may never understand how the stranger is inspired, but he is not always evil, and he is not always wrong. Though you drown in good intentions, you will never quench the fire. You'll give in to your desire when the stranger comes along. Woo-hoo. Oh my goodness, we are coming up on time for the last song. I've tried to mix it up a little bit. Some of you are just joining us probably for the very first time. A lot of you are repeat folks, so I try to play a mix of songs that everyone would know, and also things that the folks who've been tuning in every week haven't heard yet, or at least not for a while. So, okay, what I'm actually going to finish the night off with is one of my own songs. And if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you the story of how I wrote it. A lot of you don't know because I didn't really become a public figure on the internet until 2011. But prior to that, I had about a 3 or 4 year period where my life was pretty much in shambles. I had a number of very disheartening experiences. At the top of the list would be divorce and bankruptcy. And I felt like a pretty pathetic excuse for a human being at the time and was not having a very good time. And I realized at some point that I was tired of being miserable. And I didn't have any control over, I thought, I still hope I can make a good living. I still hope I can find love again, all of these things. But I don't want to have my happiness rest on whether those things happen. I don't want to wait. I want to learn how to be happy. And so I had a real sort of coming to Jesus meeting with myself one night. Went down to, I had learned there's a pool in I live in a condo development, and there's a beautiful pool surrounded by palm trees. And I learned that it closes at midnight, but if you key in at 11:55 and nobody else is there, then the gate locks. You can get out, but nobody else can come in, so you have the place to yourself. So I went and I sat in the hot tub for about 2 hours that night, staring at the huge, it happened to be a full moon, and a full moon in the desert night sky is about that big around. It is huge. And I had that beautiful shade, the sort of silhouettes of the palm trees around me. And I was trying to think, so what is it that's stopping me from feeling happy? And what I realized is that it was resentment. I had always been a person who held grudges and was fairly bitter. I was definitely upset with my ex-wife at the time, and I realized that I didn't have to condone anything that anyone had ever done that had hurt me or that I thought was, ugly behavior, but I did come to this understanding that people who do mean things, because Lord knows I've done mean things, and I'm sure all of you have too, and you don't, at the moment that you're doing it, you can't do any better, Nobody tries to be mean. They're just in that zone where they're not feeling sane enough to do anything else. And I realized that my ex was doing the best that she knew how to do, in a difficult situation just like I was, and neither of us handled it perfectly. And so I decided I've got to forgive her, not necessarily for her sake, but for my own. I don't want to carry it around. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to be in touch. It doesn't have to change anything, but I need to quit carrying this burden around. And so I sat there, and for about an hour, I thought of every good thing about her that I could possibly think, just listed them in my mind. And a funny thing happened. By the time I'd gotten to about 100 positive aspects about her, I had completely let go of any anger and resentment, and yet I didn't feel like we made the wrong decision. I was happy that we split up, but I was no longer angry, and I had completely forgiven her and had also forgiven myself for all of my mistakes, and it was a really cathartic experience. And almost in the time it takes for the next 15 minutes, and the time it takes to say the words, I wrote this song in my head. Even knew what key it was in, which is weird because I don't have perfect pitch, but I knew it was in B flat, and I left the pool and went home, and I sat down at this very digital piano that I'm playing out right now, and I played it for the first time, and jotted the words down on my laptop, and it ended up being the first song I ever had Chris Pennick put guitar tracks on, and that's led to a beautiful friendship and collaborative partner now for 10 years, and this went on my 2016 album, Beat Up Old Piano, and it's one of my favorites, and it's called The Answer. Life is a series of ups and downs, throws a curve every now and then, and it leaves you wondering what you did to deserve the lot you're in. And I don't know if there's rhyme or reason, I don't know if I'd call it fate, but I know if you're not careful, you'll wind up full of hate. And I'm still searching for redemption, I'm still sifting through the pain, I'm still looking for a burning candle in the pouring rain. But I must be getting closer, 'cause I've finally come to see the answer is forgiveness. First for you, and then for me. I'm still trying to make some sense now, and I still wonder what went wrong. How could something fall to pieces that lasted for so long? I'm still trying to point my finger, I've been looking for who to blame, worried about who won or lost, like it was some damn game. searching for redemption. I'm still sifting through the pain. I'm still looking for a burning candle in the pouring rain. But I must be getting closer, 'cause I've finally come to see the answer is forgiveness. First for you, and then for me. Since the day you left me, I've been mad and full of fear. But the one I've really been blaming is the one I see in the mirror, yeah. Yes, I must be getting closer, 'cause I've finally come to see the answer is forgiveness. First for you, and then for me. The answer is forgiveness. First for you, and then for me. Thanks a lot, guys. I've had a great time, as is usually the case. You guys are the bomb. Thank you so much for giving me these opportunities. Remember, if you are interested as a piano student, either already a student or considering being one, you might want to join my student community that I'm launching on Facebook. There's a link in the description that you can go and sign up. If you've been on Facebook for 3 months, it'll automatically let you in. Otherwise, I'll approve your request. And we'll be going live Friday for the first time at 3 o'clock with a Q&A for students. It'll be a teaching video, and we'll keep, of course, doing these performances every Wednesday and Sunday. But the live stream Q&A will only be on Facebook on that group page. So looking forward to it. And remember, if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong, as I always say to my students. And also stay happy and healthy, guys. Give as much love as you can to as many people as you can, as often as you can. I'm Piano Man Steve Lungrin. I'm signing out of here for tonight, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks for dropping by.